Vera's despair.
No, they're not. It is still a good idea. Because it's a completely new way of approaching the problem, they aren't comfortable with it. It scares them to think of an algorithm that knows them better than they know themselves. They're programmers, Padma. They don't know themselves at all. If I were working on code to optimize delivery routes for heart-shaped boxes of candy, they'd be pitching in to help me. But trying to get them to understand how actual humans relate to each other, and how AI can help them do that better, well, I might as well be trying to talk to them about fashion. Which I'd be all for it if you were able to keep them from wearing socks with sandals. That would be worth whatever it takes. I'm just trying to solve for the human heart. Don't ask me to do the impossible.
They laughed and polished off the first of several drinks. Vera, the floor is yours. Edwin, the manager of her team, smiled encouragingly across the table. The smile was mostly for show, she knew, because he'd made perfectly clear he had precious little confidence in her idea. However, despite his reservations, which he'd enumerated several times for her over coffee during the course of the previous week, his team had a quota of developer pitches to make during the quarter, and at this late date he had no other options. She opened her laptop and connected the display cable. The wall at the end of the conference room came to life, showing the first slide of her presentation. The hot pink glow from the monitor flooded the room, basking all in attendance in the reflected glory of her Cupid-decorated title slide. Vera glanced around the room and immediately regretted not asking one of the web designers for advice on her color palette. She cleared her throat nervously.
Thank you, Edwin.
Her voice sounded small. She wasn't confident it had even traveled to the end of the suddenly miles-long conference table. Focus, Vera. Find your voice.
Artificial intelligence has never been applied to relationship discovery, she began, using the company's preferred term for online dating. Today, I'd like to present a vision for how AI can be a significant differentiator for our service. I call it the epistemology engine. Our current data mining processes work very well, but like all post hoc analytics, they allow only future optimization based on past performance. What they cannot do is dynamically adapt the discovery model in real time. In short, they do a great job of helping the next customer, but they can do little to help the current one.
Vera looked out across a conference room full of skeptical expressions. She swallowed hard and tried to remember to breathe.
Today, I'd like to introduce you to the future of relationship discovery. Artificial intelligence that learns and adapts, accompanying our customers through their daily online lives, becoming a trusted friend as much as a matchmaker.
She paused to look around the room. This was the moment she'd practiced for a full, sleepless week.
I'd like you to meet Archer.
She advanced to the next slide, where Archer's name appeared at the top, accompanied by a picture of her ungainly tower computer wearing a t-shirt that said, "I'm with Cupid." Some scattered chuckling rippled across the room.
Archer is built on an open-source AI framework and uses the epistemology engine I mentioned previously. In early testing, we've found...
"Whose AI framework?" grunted one of the engineers at the back of the room.
IBM's Watson,
Vera replied.
"Who coded the epistemology bit?"
Another engineer chimed in. Vera's cheeks warmed.
I did. I am. I've been working on it for about a year as a side project, but over the last month I've been hooking it into the AI. As I was saying, the early testing is showing promising results. But just as important as the code is the data set we're proposing to give it.
This was the part of the presentation she'd been dreading. She had only been able to win Edwin over to the proposal when, desperate in the face of his insistence that she drop it and work on something more immediately deliverable,